What's up, guys? It's Pxxxnda here, and you guys know what you clicked on, so we're going to keep it short, sweet, and simple. And before we get into the deck profile, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you guys. I really appreciate it for keeping up with my content. And if you guys keep up, I'll keep up with you. You keep up with me. Got it? Let's get into it. Alright, guys. So you asked for it. FIENDSMITH Rescue Ace here. The wee woo god. Let's get into it. Clean 45 card deck. So deck profile is going to be pretty straightforward. As you guys remember, like all the Rescue Ace stuff, and you guys can keeping up with all my content, so you'll know. Double Hydrant, third Hydrant as a special. We're playing a lot of monsters, so obviously you have the ability to take advantage of this 1-for-1. It's pretty. We got the 3 Airlifter, the 3 Impulse, which coincides with the 4th Impulse or the 4th Airlifter. You guys already know the usual. This is going to be a pretty standard ratio. There's nothing to change there. For the Impulse, we're playing the 1 Fire Engine. I went back to the Fire Engine. I was playing with Airlifter or Fire Attacker. I was playing Fire Attacker for a little while, and then I realized that every time if you play Fire Attacker, and yeah, you're drawing into your hand traps, but it's not really starting your engine. And that was my problem. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of hand traps in this game, and you're not really going to be able to get your engine started, which Fire Engine does start your engine, while also, like if they're under their own, like you're hand trapping them, then you have the ability to have a further advantage with your engine already started. So, going into the next boss monsters, we got the 1 Turbulence. I went back to the 1 Turbulence only because you didn't really need the second one. I thought in the beginning you needed the second Turbulence because of Emergency having been at 3, but adding the 2 Airlifters already so much more monsters back into the deck. So you don't really have an issue with that. Did keep the double Preventer though, because you do need the double Preventer no matter what. That's pretty self-explanatory. As far as the other Rescue Ace cards, let's kind of push this to the side right here, make it look all pretty. We got the 3 Emergency, the 1 Ofs, 1 Rescue, 1 Alert, 1 Extinguish, 1 Contain. It's all pretty self-explanatory, and then a 1 Rescue Ace HQ. Now I kept the HQ in still because I feel like HQ it's like a mandatory when it comes to Airlifter. Airlifter having to search, if you have one of these spells in your hand, you don't really want to search the other one because you want to set it off a Turbulence. So you want to be able to get the Airlifter, search the HQ, and then you can utilize the HQ by doing a draw and putting back and cycling up your cards. And that's another cool thing with the Turbulence too. It's like it always cycles and it comes together in the end. But that's it for the Rescue Ace engine. I really had no issue with that. I just cut down a couple resources, or not resources, but a couple cards because I realized you just didn't really need them. And like the double Hydrant is enough, especially with the 1-for-1 coming into play. It's pretty nice. That's it for the Rescue Ace engine. Now we got the 3 FIENDSMITHs, 1 Lacrima, 1 Lurie, 2 Tract, and then the 1 Brick. So I thought about playing the double Lacrima, and I just didn't really want to add another normal summon into my deck. Even though it's not really a normal summon, you'll realize like when you start playing this deck that you're gonna have like some hands where it's just gonna be hand traps and maybe like a track. And that's it. Like it's a bummer, you know. It happens sometimes, and you're gonna utilize the track by activating it, searching Lacrima, and then pitching something else in your hand. That way you can normal summon the Lacrima, and then Lacrima send Engraver, and then kind of go from there. But the more you realize this format is like FIENDSMITH is just botting everybody. FIENDSMITH is gas, so it's like it's not really much explanation here. Everybody knows what FIENDSMITH does now, especially having the Paradise in your deck. So it is what it is. This is a 45 card deck. Obviously, we already got some bricks with the Rescue Ace. Now we got another brick to add here, so it's rough, but good end boards, good cost for it. So for the hand traps, we got the 3 Ash Blossoms, we got the 3 Effect Veilers, we got the 3 Imperms, we got the 2 Nibiru's, 2 Ogre, and 2 Droll. Now I kept these 2 Ofs because they're just kind of hand traps that I'll probably see along the way. But I didn't really want to like brick on the Nibiru's. These aren't really bricks. These are kind of good, especially with the FIENDSMITHs kind of rolling into play. It's the same concept as a Nibiru. If your opponent is playing FIENDSMITH, you can Nibiru them really easy, or you draw and lock them. Then they're kind of like locked into their stuff. Ogres obviously for the Rizio matchup, or it can be for the Malice matchup for their Haggard or their Splash Mage. These are just the best hand traps in the game. There's really not much explanation for that. But 15 hand traps out of a 45 card main deck. It's pretty self-explanatory. Getting into the extra deck, Now, I had a little bit of like confusion when it came to the extra deck. We'll get into it right now, so let me just put those to the side. But we got the one Anima, one Hida. I'm not playing Dark anymore. I was playing Dark before, but I stopped playing Dark. Another like card that I wanted to play was the one Lina, but this one Lina, I'm like, you know, iffy about it. So I'll keep this to the side right now. I'll explain after. But we got the SP, we got the Princess, we have the Selene, and then the Access Code. I went for the Selene Access Code OTK line only because the Raging Phoenix, the Atlantis package is a lot bigger, and it requires to play Nightmare Phoenix as well, which is a lot bigger. And one of my flaws with the deck, I guess, is like when I end up going into the Princess, I don't know how to link it off. And to be able to link it off, I need my Hida. So I link off the Princess into my Hida, and Princess is usually there for safe moments now when you want to be able to bring back your Hydrant, or you want to be able to bring back your Airlifter. That's what Princess is for now. It's not really for the graveyard pop most of the time. And I mean, it is. It's cool if you can get it to the graveyard and do that pop, and then you can go Hida effect, kind of take their Ash Blossom, and then just start linking up to other plays. But yeah, you have those abilities. That was my only issue with the Princess right now. Like, Princess, you really need it, but it's just, it's hard, it's tough when you start adding in the FIENDSMITH engine. You guys will see right now. As far as like the FIENDSMITH engine goes, I got the one Moon, one Requiem, one Sequence, one Pxxxnda. This is the other card that I was talking about when I was saying like it's iffy. Like, I'm in between Pxxxnda and I'm in between the Lina, but then I'm also in between like Amblowell. Like, I just can't decide what spot I want. I even thought about siding the Lina just for like the actual FIENDSMITH matchups. Pxxxnda is like another OTK line outside of the Access Code, so I thought about like if I don't play this Access Code Selene, and then you end up just relying on the OTK for the Pxxxnda, it feels bad, because if you can't get there, you can't OTK. Where I just really want to OTK, and that's what this deck does. This deck kind of breaks boards, and you want to OTK them so that they don't get another chance on their next turn to come back. So that's one of the issues. So I'm really like in between with these two cards. I'll kind of keep them up here. This is, like I said, it's only, don't include these in the extra deck really. Like, it'll be 14 cards if you don't include these. I have a Pxxxnda right now, but it'll be 15 cards if you don't include the Lina. If you include the Lina, obviously in the comments down below, you're gonna be like, why is there 16 cards? No, bro, I'm telling you, I'm explaining to you why Lina is really prevalent right now, especially with the FIENDSMITH engine. You can take their FIENDSMITH, or if you can take their Ice Ryzeal against the Ryzeal matchup, or you can even take their Detonator, and then be able to attach a monster from your graveyard, which is broken. Like, I don't know, dude. There's a lot of abilities when it comes to Lina, and I feel like I'm liking Lina more than Pxxxnda, especially since I have access code for the OTK already. But I don't know. I'm still iffy in between, and you guys can decide how you want to go about it. But I'll leave the Lina right up here. For the rest of the FIENDSMITH engine, you got the Necroquip Princess. It's pretty standard. Desiree. I like the Chaos Angel right now, especially because Ryzeal does not have a way out of it either. Their only way out of it is either going to Pxxxnda OTK, or yeah, unless they play the Trap, but nobody's playing the Trap right now. Yeah, it's kind of, they have to side deck out of it if they need to, but pretty tough for them to get out of the Chaos Angel. As far as the last monsters, we got the DDD Wave King High Caesars. This is always your main play, pretty much, with the FIENDSMITH engine inside the Rescue Ace deck. You're always, most of the time, going into Wave King Caesar first turn, and then after that, maybe even later on the turn 3, turn 4, maybe turn 5, then you'll start going into the Sequence Desiree, because you'll start to realize that if you go Sequence first, you're never going to resolve it, and then you'll never end up, like, it's tough. There's going to be hand traps everywhere, so maybe you want to go Sequence first to be able to bait the hand traps, and then go into the Rescue Ace engine to try and set forward with Turbulence. I don't know. It just really depends. It varies. But that's another thing with like Lina too. It's like Lina is a big bait when it comes to it. And Lina, you can get into it obviously with the FIENDSMITH because they're lights. But it's a huge bait when it comes to your opponent, because you're going to be able to target like their monsters, and they're pretty much starter engines. Like, if you Lina, take their Engraver, and then you just make your own Requiem, like, that's broken, because then you're going to be starting your own engine. Like, now you guys see why I like Lina right now, but I'm not playing it because I'm playing the Pxxxnda package. Maybe I should just switch it. I pretty much just probably answered my own question right now, but you guys can decide that for yourselves. But as for the last card, I played Typhon. Yeah, there's not much to say about that. Typhon's pretty broken. against the Raizio matchup. Like, these are the two most broken cards against the Raizio matchup. But yeah, you guys decide on how you want to go about Lina. I think probably after this I'll put Lina back into the deck. Getting into the side deck. Side deck's pretty standard across the board, especially when you're playing. If you played a lot this format, you'll understand. I played a 3 Lancia for the Malice matchup. I played 2 Fuwalos and a 1 Perulia. Before I had Perulia out of my side deck in general, and then like I realized, I was like, man, it's kind of nice having Perulia to draw into, but I'm also playing the 1 Perulia because I'm also playing triple crossout. So when I go first, I obviously want to side into the crossout, so I can guarantee that my engine's going to be going through and my turbulence is going to set 4. So crossout is like coming back right now. I kind of like it, especially now that I have a bunch of hand traps in the main deck. I think the only like hand trap that I was missing in the main deck is probably like Mourner, which not a lot of people are playing, but if you are playing it, then oh well, it is what it is. I did my best to try and cover everything, but it's tough, you know. So that's why I'm playing the 1 of Perulia as well, in case they try and go about that if I don't have the Ash Blossom. Rescue Snow summons a lot, so 1 Copper to Grave. Obviously, like I said, trying to make sure that my engine goes through. 3 Triple Thrust, 1 Tactics, and 1 D-Barrier. D-Barrier is just against like the Raizio FIENDSMITH matchup for the XYZs or for the fusions, or it just really depends. We don't really have a problem with Chaos Angel, so we don't care about that card. So we don't care about calling Synchros, but it's just against like the fusion or XYZ, we gotta have the D-Barrier. Triple Tactics for the thrust, but it's also like a good crossout target because people just, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I really like this kind of ratio right now where I'm going with the side deck. It's pretty neat. I think it's niche a lot. I like it a lot. I haven't really had a problem with it. But yeah, so that's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed that deck profile. If you guys want to see any more content, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I don't know, who knows, let's see, maybe if you guys get enough likes on this video, we can probably come up with something else. But I'll let you guys know. Later.